Overthinking feels like control, but in reality, it's the fastest way to lose control. Think about it. We believe that if we think hard enough, long enough, deep enough, we'll finally feel safe. We'll finally have the perfect answer. We'll finally be ready. But here's the truth no one tells you. The more you think, the less you act. And the less you act, the less your life changes. You've felt it, haven't you? You're lying in bed, it's 1 a.m., you're replaying that conversation in your head, wondering what they really meant, planning what you should have said, predicting every possible outcome for tomorrow. You feel productive. You feel prepared. But then you wake up, and nothing has changed. The conversation didn't happen. The decision wasn't made. The action never came. That's not thinking. That's looping. Psychologists have a name for this: analysis paralysis, when your brain confuses thinking about a thing with doing the thing. Your mind feels busy, but your life stands still. And while you're trapped in that mental spin cycle, time slips away, opportunities pass by, and slowly your self-trust begins to erode. This isn't your fault. It's your brain trying to protect you. But protection without progress becomes a prison. In this video, we'll break down 6 powerful truths that will finally help you silence overthinking and start living so your mind becomes a tool and not a trap. A guide, not a jailer. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The illusion of control. Overthinking feels safe. It convinces you that by running every possible scenario in your head, you'll be ready for anything. But here's the twist. That sense of safety is an illusion. The more you spin thoughts around, the less prepared you actually become, because you're busy fighting battles that only exist in your imagination. Picture this. You're sitting in a car, pressing the gas pedal all the way down. The engine roars, the tank burns fuel, the dashboard shakes. It feels powerful, yet the car is still stuck in neutral. You've used up energy, but you haven't moved an inch. That's exactly what overthinking does. Motion without progress. And neuroscience proves it. When researchers scan the brain during rumination, they don't see the logic and reasoning centers light up. Instead, they see the fear circuits activate, the same areas triggered by threats and danger. Overthinking doesn't make you sharper. It makes you more anxious. The solution isn't to think harder, it's to act sooner. Clarity isn't the result of endless prediction. It's the reward of movement. Even small steps forward cut through mental fog. Because control doesn't live inside your thoughts. Control lives inside your habits. Chapter 2. Your brain's broken alarm. If control is an illusion, then why does your brain keep dragging you back into overthinking? The answer is simple. Your brain is ancient. It was designed to keep your ancestors alive, not to keep you calm in the 21st century. Back in the wild, assuming danger around every corner was a survival strategy. If you heard a rustle in the bushes, it was better to panic and run from nothing than to stay calm and get eaten. That survival system is still running today, but now the bushes look a little different. A job interview, a text message left unread, a big decision about your future. None of these are life-threatening, but your brain still fires up the alarm as if they are. It's like having a smoke detector in your kitchen that screams every time you make toast. The alarm is real. The danger isn't. Here's the trick. When your mind starts spiraling, pause and ask yourself, is this a tiger or just toast? That simple question breaks the loop, reminding you that most of what your brain calls danger is just discomfort. Because your brain isn't trying to make you smart, it's trying to keep you safe. Chapter 3. Thinking versus doing. Most people believe the cure for overthinking is to think harder. If you just analyze every angle, you'll eventually find peace. But the truth is the opposite. The cure isn't to think more, it's to act faster. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. It's the reason unfinished tasks keep circling in your mind. Your brain hates open loops. That's why you can't stop thinking about the email you still haven't sent, or the essay you haven't started. But here's the secret. The moment you take even a tiny action, your brain relaxes. The loop is closed. Think about a student who spends 3 days stressing about an essay. They plan, they outline, they panic, but then they finally sit down and write for just 20 minutes. Suddenly the weight lifts. The essay isn't done, but it started, and that changes everything. It's like jumping into cold water. The hardest part isn't swimming, it's standing on the edge, frozen in hesitation. Once you're in, your body adjusts and movement feels natural. So here's the practical fix. Use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Small actions create momentum, and momentum kills overthinking. Because progress feels far better than perfection. Chapter 4. The Prison of Perfection. Most people think perfection comes from endless thinking. The truth? Perfection is the enemy of progress. Take Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb by sitting in a room, endlessly planning the perfect design. He tested thousands of filaments. He failed more times than most people ever attempt. And yet, every failure moved him forward. Perfection wasn't the goal. Progress was. Here's the psychological trap. Perfectionism often hides behind high standards, but underneath it's not about excellence, it's about fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Perfectionism looks noble, but it's really procrastination wearing a mask. Think of it like polishing a draft forever but never publishing the book. To the outside world, nothing exists. No one can learn from it. No one can grow with it. You've protected yourself from failure, but you've also erased the chance of success. The antidote? Aim for better, not perfect. Release your work. Get feedback. Learn, improve. Progress is built on iteration, not imagination. Because in the end, overthinking kills more dreams than failure ever will. Chapter 5. The Confidence Loop. We're told to be confident before we act. Speak with confidence. Walk with confidence. But here's the truth. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. It's a paradox most people miss. You don't need confidence to take the first step. You need the first step to build confidence. Every time you take action, even a tiny one, your brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical. That hit of dopamine reinforces the behavior, making it easier to repeat. Over time, those repeated actions build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Think about your first time at the gym. You don't walk in with unshakable belief. You walk in awkward, unsure, maybe even intimidated. But you lift a little weight. You try one exercise. You come back the next day. Slowly, your body changes. Your strength grows. And one day you realize you're confident, not because you waited for it, but because you earned it. Here's the practical key. Celebrate micro wins. Finish a task. Acknowledge it. Speak up once in a meeting. Recognize it. Small victories compound. Because confidence is not a requirement. It's a reward. Chapter 6. Silencing the Inner Judge. The final barrier to breaking free from overthinking is the harshest voice of all. Your inner critic. Most people believe that self-criticism makes them better. Push harder. Be tougher. Demand more. But neuroscience shows the opposite. Harsh self-talk doesn't activate growth centers in the brain. It lights up shame circuits, the same ones linked to fear and avoidance. Shame doesn't make you rise. It makes you hide. It's like trying to learn guitar while someone screams at you for every wrong note. You wouldn't improve. You'd quit. Yet that's how most of us treat ourselves every day. The shift is simple but powerful. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" start asking, "What if I learn?" Failure becomes feedback. Every attempt becomes progress. Think of a designer who finally shares their imperfect project. They get feedback, make adjustments, and improve 10 times faster than the version that sat hidden, waiting to be perfect. Growth came not from silence, but from courage. Because freedom doesn't begin when you erase your inner judge. It begins when you stop giving it the microphone. Your inner critic doesn't need to disappear, it just needs to lose its power. Remember lying in bed, trapped in loops of what-ifs? That's the old script your brain runs, the one that makes you feel busy but keeps your life standing still. Your mind isn't broken. It's just been running an old survival program. And now you have the power to rewrite it. Because at the end of the day, your life won't be decided by the thoughts you spin in your head, but by the steps you take with your feet. This is your sign. Stop thinking. Start living. If this message hit you hard, it's because your mind has been holding you back for too long. But you don't have to fight that battle alone. This is a space where we turn overthinking into action and fear into fuel. So if you're ready to move forward, hit subscribe, share this with a friend who overthinks, and let's build a world where thoughts don't trap us. They guide us forward.